What's up everybody, it's your man I Do a Barber, and in this video we're gonna talk cordless trimmers and see which one is best. Okay, let me set the record straight. I have not used the Babyliss Gold FX trimmers, nor have I used the Wahl Cordless Detailers. So allow me to get that little disclaimer out the way. So if you choose to exit the video now, I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Otherwise, if you wanna help me, just leave the video running so I can get the watch time. Now let's get into the video. If any of you watch my MMA videos, you will know that I am sort of the mystic type when it comes to MMA predictions. I predicted fights to go down as to the exact second that it would be finished, the round, how the fight would be finished, and things of that nature. So just allow me to take my mystic abilities over into barbering and give you guys my mystic prediction as to which trimmer will be the best trimmer out of all of these cordless trimmers that have come out recently. One other thing I want to be clear on is this. I have not bought Wahl Magic Clips. I have not bought cordless seniors. I've not bought the Wahl 1919s. I have not bought the Cordless Detailer. I have not bought the Wahl Retro T-Cuts. I have not bought the Andis Cordless T-Outliner. I will not be buying the Andis Master. I have not bought any of the Babyliss new trimmers. So just allow me to get that disclaimer out of the way right now. However, I have used a bunch of those different clippers, so I do have some prior knowledge as to how they perform. So let's just take it back a little bit, and you probably remember years ago, Wahl came out with the Cordless Detailer. They've already come out with this trimmer, so why is it so popular now? They've come out with it before, had the lever. It wasn't all that great. I used it a little bit, and I was like, it would be okay if you just set it, but it just wasn't quite what the corded detailer is. Then I used the Wahl Retro T-Cuts, which was a very good trimmer. It was actually pretty good, but it just wasn't there, in my opinion, and I'm sure many others, because hey, if it did, we would all know about it right now. We would all be using it right now, right? But we're not. So next trimmer, the Cordless T-Outliner. Now, when this trimmer came out, there was a lot of buzz. Pretty much just as much buzz as the Cordless Master that's coming out later this year, but tons of buzz when it came to this Cordless T-Outliner. And what happened? It flopped. In my opinion, it flopped. Andis did a really good job in getting people's money in the beginning, because here's the thing, there was so much buzz that people just wanted to buy it just because. They wanted to buy it to be cool. They wanted to buy it because everyone else was buying it. They wanted to be the first one to have it. They wanted to test it out. They wanted to see if it was true. And it was cordless, and it pretty much looked like a T-Outliner, a corded T-Outliner, but it was just cordless. So a lot of people bought it. Now the thing about that trimmer was, a lot of people said, hey, it hits really good if you put the deep tooth blade on it. Now, in my opinion, when it comes to a trimmer or any clipper or shaver or whatever it is, if it's gonna be good, it needs to be good out of the box with very minimal work, with very minimal modifications. Now, what I mean by minimal modifications is only setting the blade. I don't mean changing the blade, swapping this bracket out, tweaking some wires, cutting this, doing that. No, very minimal modifications done to any clipper or trimmer for it to be good out of the box. And the Cordless T-Outliner was not that. It did not hit out of the box. It just wasn't good. The big problem with that trimmer also was the price tag of it when it came out. $200. Now, I'm not sure if the price is maybe $179, maybe $159 right now. I don't know what the price is right now, but I do know that $200 is a lot of money for a trimmer, and that's gonna break the bank. That's gonna break the bank for most people. $200 for a trimmer is very expensive. And for all of these companies to be coming out with trimmers and new clippers and things like this, you're breaking the bank with $200 on one trimmer, when you have a litany of other products that's coming up right behind it, which, let's be honest, most barbers are broke or want to pretend to be broke, so they're gonna say, hey, I don't got the money, I ain't got it, it is what it is. But I'll say this, the Cordless T-Outliner, so I'll just take that out of the top 3 lineup right now. When you talk about the Cordless T-Outliner, the Gold FX by Babyliss, and the Wahl Cordless Detailer. So let's talk about the Cordless Detailer. Now I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I could just talk about both and kind of straddle the fence and then, give you my prediction in the end, but I'm just gonna do it right now. I'm going to predict with my mystic hat, with my magical genie hat on, I'm gonna predict that the Cordless Detailer by Wall will be the best trimmer out of all of these cordless trimmers to be released. Now, allow me to explain. Recently, I got a chance to hold the Gold FX trimmer and kind of just play with it. Shout out to Jason Barber and Educator for letting me do that. And I was really close to buying this trimmer a few weeks ago. I was like almost like a crack fiend. I was like scratching and fiending, but I wasn't gonna get on my knees and puff the Magic Dragon to get a pair of them. So I was really impressed by how composed and how disciplined I was not to just go out and spend over $200 on some trimmers, because that's a lot. I'm just gonna be honest. Over $200 on any clipper is a lot, let alone a trimmer. Now, Babyliss did a good job. It's built very well. I like the blade and how thin it is. It seems, from everything that I see in the little time that I used it, it cuts really well. Obviously, rotary motor like all cordless trimmers, or really cordless clippers. And the only thing with the Babyliss is, will it stand the test of time? How long will the blade stay sharp? These are questions that we do not know yet, because it's fairly new, although the people that have had it for months and months on end now that are closer to Babyliss, they may be able to tell us more than people that have just gotten it within the last month or 3, but it's hard to tell because it hasn't stood the test of time. But for the here and now, it's close to the Detailer. But I'm gonna give it to the Detailer, even though I have not used the Detailer, I have not held the Detailer, but I have seen the Cordless Detailer in action. If you all know me, you would know that I love the T-outliner. That's my favorite trimmer, is T-outliners. However, it would be the Detailer if the Detailer didn't have a bunch of the problems that I don't like. So allow me to name the 5 problems that I don't like about the Detailer. Issue number 1. It feels cheap and it feels like a toy. And that is in my opinion. I don't like that. Number 2, I don't like the sound of the Detailer. I know it sounds a little bit nitpicky, but it is what it is. Number 3, I don't like that the blade will just shift out of nowhere on the Detailer. You can have them set really good and they're just hidden for you, and then just you pick them up one time and then the blade's just shifted on you. Issue number 3. Issue number 4, I do not like the durability of the Detailer. The Detailer would hit good for you. I noticed plenty of barbers that I know that have had the corded one. I've had a pair of corded Detailers and I end up selling them, but what I've noticed from them using them, they'll burn out on you. They'll just burn out on you randomly, you know, a few months into it, and then you gotta get another pair of Detailers. Issue number 5 that I do not like with the Detailer is, when you cut somebody with the Detailer, you do not know that it happens right away. Meaning, when you cut someone with the T-outliner, you know that you cut them right away. You know that, ooh, dang, they gonna feel this one. But with the Detailer, you don't know that you cut someone with the Detailer until the day later, or until the next time you see him, and you see him all welted up, you see like down to the white and pink skin and all that stuff. That's one thing I do not like about the Detailer. Now, let's talk about the good things about the Detailer. It's a phenomenal trimmer. It hits really hard when you can get it set. And I've seen the Detailer in the cordless version being used when people set up, and it hits exactly like the corded version. Now, allow me to explain a few reasons why I think the Cordless Detailer would be the best trimmer out there as far as in the cordless category. Number 1, this is the most number 1 for me. It has a rotary motor. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, they all have rotary motors. But here's the difference. The corded Detailer has a rotary motor. So when you talk about performance, if Wall put as much power in that cordless Detailer that I think they probably should have, and I think it does from the sound of it and the way it looks, I think they put enough power into it to where it matches the corded version. Now, you don't get that when you talk about the cordless T-outliner. We can't say that for Babyliss. Well, we can't really say that for Babyliss because they don't really have corded trimmers that really are good to compare. But if you talk about the cordless T-outliner, you can compare that to the corded version, and the power is just not the same. It's obvious. With the Cordless Detailer, they're both rotary motors, so it's really like you're not getting anything different, just minus the cord, which is awesome. Like who doesn't like cordless trimmers? So for that, it being a rotary motor, which is already in the corded version, plus, that's primo. Number 2, it sounds exactly the same. It looks exactly the same. They didn't really change anything about it. You still get the same blade, you still get the same everything. It's just cordless. Awesome, amazing. And this is why I think the Cordless Detailer will be the best trimmer out of the entire lineup and litany and slew of cordless trimmers that have just been released recently. I won't lie, Babyliss does have a good trimmer. It will just have to stand the test of time. I think if Babyliss, the Gold FX trimmer, if it can stand the test of time, I think it will be right up there with the Detailer, if not better. Mainly due to it being skeleton. You just can't beat it. But the funny thing about the Detailer is the way it's shaped, it's almost like skeletoned almost, the way it's just shaped with the T-wide blade. So it's like, you can't lose. But that Babyliss trimmer, heater. So let me know in the comments, guys, like, how do you feel about this? Give your predictions, especially if you were able to use both. Definitely leave your comments, your thoughts on both in the comments below. I'm curious to know why, but I'm more importantly curious to know if you have your prediction. If you haven't used either, or if you haven't used all three, what do you think will be the best? Curious. I'll see you in the next one. It's been your man, I Do It, signing out. I'll holla.